Welcome to the Natural Way of Being video blog. This video is titled, Willing to Get Your Heart Broken. So when we interact with people and our hearts open, we naturally see possibilities of what we could share with them and create with them. It's just kind of comes with the territory. You can't help but seeing this. And sometimes, we either just keep this to ourselves or we might talk to them about it. And as we do this, it starts to build a little bit of hope. We're thinking, we see, we could do this and wow, this would be so cool if we explored this. Now, we have skills, right? We have skills about not getting too attached to the outcome or matching their investment so we don't set ourselves up to kind of be hurt. But even when we do that, these skills are great, and even when we do that, inevitably our heart just gets a little bit hopeful and it anticipates as this, my teacher used to call it hopeful anticipation, that happens. And it's just as a factor of being open, seeing a possibility, and then kind of hoping about it. Now, as time passes, it becomes evident whether or not this person's going to actually explore these possibilities with you. Now, at first, they may have said, "Oh yes, let's do that," and then sometimes what happens? It's happened to all of us. I've actually been on both sides of this, but they want to explore it at first, but then it kind of bumps into their fears or their belief systems, or they go home and just say, that would never work. That's just not reasonable. And then they start, backing out. Now, it may be that you didn't even talk to them about it and you saw the possibility in your mind. And then as the conversation proceeded or when you hung out with them again, you may say, I don't really think they're interested. And so one way or another, we become aware. Now, sometimes, obviously sometimes it works and we get to explore and those are great. I'm not going to talk, as great as those things are, I'm not going to talk a lot about that today. I'm going to talk about it when we become aware that the person doesn't or isn't willing or able to explore the possibility that we saw to share with them. And when this happens, it feels sad. It feels disappointed. It almost feels like you're getting your heart broken a little bit. It's kind of a dramatic thing, but like we had this hopeful anticipation. We saw it, we could feel it. It's like, oh, that would be so cool. And then it doesn't work. And it's very sad. And so what we need to do is we actually need to grieve this. And this is kind of just a byproduct. You didn't do anything wrong when this happened. It's not, we didn't do anything wrong. We did everything right. It's not that we weren't zen enough or we were too attached. It's a byproduct. We were open. We saw the possibility. We got excited about it. We had some hope about it. And then it didn't work. We're left with some grief. And if you have a difficult time identifying like what it is that you're grieving, a really good question to ask is, what was I hoping would happen? What was I hoping for here? And then you go, oh, I was hoping that we could kind of be friends, or I was hoping we could go out, or we could share this really cool experience together. And then it's just like, oh yeah, and oh, she doesn't want to do that. And then it's like, there's the feeling, and then you allow yourself to feel it. Grieving is allowing yourself to feel it and expressing it. You could journal it. You could tell if it sticks with you, it's a big one, and sometimes they are. You could talk to a friend about it, and just say, go get coffee and say, hey, I need you to listen for a while and share it with them. So in this sense, walking with your heart open and seeing and then exploring a possibility with someone requires a willingness to have your heart broken. Okay, it just kind of comes with the territory. It's part of walking with your heart open. and then we see things, and then, or we have an intention. The other thing I talk about is we have an intention, and then the intention opens doorways. So then we explore doorways. Sometimes those doorways are experiences with other people. So we explore those and we hope that they work out. And so the purpose of this video, if you will, is to bring awareness to this so you can go into this with your eyes open. You realize when you see a doorway or you see a possibility with someone, and it feels really, and it's kind of, the bigger the possibility of some cool thing happening, the bigger the possibility of having your heart broken in a way. So sometimes it's like, wow, this feels really cool. And it's like, yeah, there's a risk here. It might not work out and it might be very sad, but ultimately you get to make the choice then. If your eyes are open, you realize it's like, yep, it's worth it. I'm going to check it out. And how could you not, really? If you get excited about something and you see the beauty in it and you see, the passion and the cool thing that you could experience, the connection that you could have with someone, the shared experience. I mean, the having your heart broken, from my perspective, is kind of a small price to pay. But it is there. It needs to be grieved. It needs to be acknowledged. So that's my video blog for today. I hope you have a great week and that you're willing to explore some great new experiences. I hope that you don't get your heart broken, but if you do, take some time to grieve it, and I'll see you next week. Thanks so much for watching.